Hey guys, this is Slightly Infernal, and I have found this interesting little game that I want to play. So, this game is called Choice of Robot. You can buy it on Steam, and it's entirely text-based. So, let's see. Where are you? In the court of Egypt, God Anubis, answering for my sins. A war-torn battlefield with robotic status liberty. That's fun. On a cliff of an island watching the sunset with my robot companion. On an utopian beach ruled by godlike cloud of robots. I kinda wanna be with Anubis, this is funny. You see a robotic Anubis, jackal-headed guardian of the Egyptian underworld, seated on a throne of gold-edged silicone in a hall of dark glass. He holds a scale in his weighted clockwork heart against his silicon brain. Tell me your sins, robot maker. In life, I created a robot that could think but not feel, and so they turned against us. I made a robot to love me unconditionally, but never offered love in kind. Your scale belongs because my robot neither heart. I gave my robot neither heart nor mind. My minions obeyed me without question. I said, I'm trying to make a loving robot. Yes, you create mention for many unhappy souls, and we said. Conditional love for excellently beloved, but hand on heart that loves. Do you remember the robot who loved you? She was beautiful. She was handsome. She was beautiful. A crazy contraption I made in grade school. It wasn't romantic love. Do I want a guy? I think I want a guy robot. Ah yes, and we said, observe. In Anubis' reflective pool, a handsome man in a black suit puts flowers on your grave. He then simply stands there, motionless, for what seems like a long time. How often does he come here to do this? You ask. Every day, Anubis said. Unused to taking care of himself, he will come until the rain gets between his joint and then stop moving. There's so much more to this world, you say. I mean, that world, why isn't he out exploring? You never gave him any love of that, Anubis said. He loves only you. Sensing your regret, Anubis smiled. Of course, I could send you back to try again. Yes, absolutely yes, you say, shouting that you awaken. Well then. Some things are in our controls and others are not. You awake with your head on a desktop keyboard. Your 3D drafting program is still open. The schematic zoomed to request the smartphone will snap into its back and act its brain. That's kind of funny. You recall fiddling with the part endlessly this night, until finally your vision began to fade. There was a roaring in your ears, and you realized you had been walking far too long. You must have passed out. It's the fall of 2019. That's soon. You're 24 years old, graduated student. Wait, 16? It's almost right, because I'm 21 and I'll be 23, so it's fun. Program. It could be if like it's late. Stanford, and you are a girl. Cynthia. And my last name. It's a click word. Tesla. Calvin Goldberg. Dominic. Nigran. That's me. You look around. What does it look like? Battle Boys widescreen 3D equipped latest video game console. Able perceiving until 3D. Best of famous philosophers lives to my own attempts to scold them. That sounds like me. Not really, but I like it. I find people interesting, both in internal appearance and external process, and you're getting better at sculpting. You know, a few more years until you're in public. Plus empathy. It strikes you for a moment that this kind of thing about your life, how affect the robot's second nature to you. Though the others might find peculiar, you've always been fascinated by how every little detail of your life, from the content of your dreams, decor of your room, change the input or to the robot you create, boost their empathy, autonomy, grace, or ability to the appeal to the military. That's kind of funny because I'm pretty sure that's the leveling stats. Surely there are other things around which result in your decision, but you don't immediately strike just the same way. Today, your robot is foremost on your mind because you're going to build a body. Pick up your laptop. It's a beautiful spring day in Palo Alto, California, and your apartment is only a short walk from the machine shop. But the street of Palo Alto is not designed for walking. You find climbing around palm trees and balancing a narrow close. You hear a low roar overhead, glancing up flying nimbus. A little over $300,000 can buy you a car with wings that falls out. So it becomes a small short plane. The red nimbus looks sleek and sporty, and sort of owner takes a. Also, it's like through commercial would have you believe you can fly anywhere you want in those cars. The FFA still require them to take off and land from airports. Only here in wealthy Silicon Valley do you see them with any frequency. The first time I saw one, you couldn't quite believe the future had arrived so quickly. I will own one of those, I swear it. I will make that one money and just help the world instead of buying that car. Why Anders flying car driving himself? I don't know. You've been saving money for a while now. It's not much, every little bit counts. You feel frequency help as much as your investments. Wolf. The Stanford University fabrication shops smells like oil and burnt plastic. The room is dominated by large metal, hand-clacking military machines and leather dinosaurs, 20 centuries. The most used machine are the small 3D printed. The light have still through an operation with only a single window can fill it that day. You start up a Nimbus public ready process on your laptop. You haven't seen your advisor much since you joined the lab. But you should choose the episode of the interview. The guest today is Dr. Harwood Singler, says a woman with a soothing voice. Dr. Singler, thank you for talking with us today. Well, a scientist does have some responsibilities to inform the unwashed masses, Terry. What the fuck? You let the postcard run as you walk over the 3D printers. What material have you decided to use in your robot? Plastic. It may break easily, but it's both lightweight and cheap. Metal is most resistant to damage. Wood, most pleasant on hand and eye. I actually kind of like the idea of a wood robot. Through wood is an unconventional choice for a robot. Wooden automata go back for ancient Greeks. In Japan they were called kakuri-nidio, while other machines in them create with a beautiful narrow way. Your favorite machine is the 3D print that excludes the wooden filament mixed with plastic, a mixture called laywood. Grace. To the scene in your new book talks about singularity. Could you describe for our listener what Terry? The singularity is of the coming time and artificial intelligence. We have figured out how to make themselves and us smarter. Once that happened, the process will build on itself until the robots are smart enough to figure out how we can live forever. Is that possible? Did you ask living forever? Of course, Professor Sigler says. What does it matter whether our operating systems are made of meat or silicone? So you're predicting that we will become robot? Not exactly. But I do think the line between human and robot will blur. You are hardly listening to the podcast because you are about to make your first robot part. What does the head of your robot look like? A human face, as lifelike as they can make it. A simple box with eyes, clearly not trying to be anything but a robot. It will be fell-covered and big-eyed, like a puppet, so people will not be afraid of it. It will have a ring of cameras in the head for 200-degree view. It will look like a veterinarian mask. Beautiful Venetian mask. Beautiful and expressionless and otherworldly. I'm going with the mask thing. I think that's like a cool design. 3D printer quickly creates the face. Small nose and dainty mouth, large black holes where the CC panels will absorb all the light. It will take somewhat longer to add the intricate wooden fill and add camera to the mask. This robot will comment or plus growth minus empathy. Why? Oh. Okay. Start over. Okay. Well, for one thing, I'm around seriously. My lab is taking a unique approach. We're saying, why not teach robot like a child? We're going to the equipped robot sensories. Money can buy tech in English. Then they could rapidly teach itself using the internet. Well, that's annoying. Your advisor thought the robot child was a stupid idea until you told him turning. Its purpose is back in 19 minus the internet part, but he isn't giving the credit either of you. Keep working regardless. How will your robot get around? It will walk upright on 2 legs. It will crawl on 8 legs. It will roll on wheels. It will fly like a helicopter. That's kind of cute. It will roll on tank treads. It will walk upright, but it will also have delicate wings. It's gonna be aggressive again. It's aggressive. Just string pull is the film. Bipolar robot. These wings should give you bipolar robot. Okay, it's a great phrase. However, angels are not known to be approachable, and your robot appears to set apart from other people. I have to stop this. I have to be more empathetic. You use your basics, hands, blah blah blah. Drill holes, so printers ain't best for handling holes. And who is going to raise the robot challenge risk? Who does the Professor Sigler says. The graduating students of both. They wanted to reply to the postcard. It's not groundwork, education crimes is critical to development. We also do all the real science. Perhaps you could learn something from doing a little groundwork yourself. And students always a degree of analysis who apparently appears to have entered the machine shop behind you. If the robot is smart, it will learn no matter what, and it's not what. Okay. Professor Celia is a heavy-set man wearing Hawaiian shirt and aviator sunglasses. Oh, I needed to know that. He starts over to the computer and will come to continue talking to Professor. Professor Ziegler pauses the podcast by hitting your laptop spacebar and you flinch at the intrusion. And then he pulls a cigar from the pocket and lights it. Well, machine. I'm waiting a great Darby and I need to see what you're making back here. We only need to get from the department. This prototype, right? He says you're going to build the final thing out of it. Everything gives you a scornful look. Adds 3 more zeros to the size of the grand. Maybe it's concerned also. But I have a lab to run. No wooden robots. It's a killing fields. Also money tiny compared to... I'm sorry, I chose to like ask if someone else could fund us. Just to get funding. You previously wondered if you just Professor Seeing Perception. You decided to try to apply to NSF fun time. Seeing turns to examine your robot's head, which is currently sitting on the table. It seems alright. It looks like it could be sufficient intimidating. What? T-Rex arms. Gun for arms. Mechanical grippers. Strength 30. I was thinking of like Swiss Army knives. Soft hands with good sense of touch. Okay. I'm a robot to get along with people. Feeling grace. If you carry on, then gently and go. Fine. So it's waving off. Take a call from New York Times reporter. Funny how journalists all copy each other's story, but each garble their message in a unique way. He makes it to the door and turns to say, "Oh, one more thing. Do you think your robot can be ready by tomorrow? Something in the Air Force will be in town. I told you about your robot might be ready to show off." You feel the phone vibrating in pocket. Bad timing. Resist the urge to check while talking to the advisor. There's probably someone with a better offer for what to do tonight. Done, but that. So, gradually knocks. I can see the logic of that. Maybe we'll just send her a demo video. No. Then it only has to work once. You find yourself unclenching your hands. Who was calling for talking to? You so unexpectedly design and support the friends. Manga artist and generally good guy. This is French's founder of startup. Kinda want the manga artist to call. From Miss Coyle phone, Ella's profile photo. A picture of Justin Ellie from the freshman welcome week dance 7 years ago. Ellie is wearing a white tuxedo with a red bow tie, making a V-sign to the camera. Such a weebo. Just is wearing his usual grey hoodie. Well, let's dress up for the dance. It's Amazon really. What's the story behind it? I was in love with Josh's friend's LG. My studies always came. I was in love with Josh, but I never knew how to be more than friends with him. I had agreed to be just a wing person to the dance. That's where he met Elsie. It's just everything together. He made a great team. When Elsie started talking to you, you first thought of his sense of style and that he was just type. And you introduced them. It turned out that they had no chemistry, but you all enjoyed each other's company. And the three of them became friends throughout college. You don't see them that often, but you're still friends. You notice that Elsie has left your text. Elsie wants to meet you for dinner at Jazz and Sushi Place, San Francisco. Now I know it for you. He also has tickets to the end of musical Pippin. And most of the characters are robots. Sounds like a date. That's a little terrifying. Great, let's see if I see it then. Then the red dealing holes, polishing surface, cutting parts. A robot body stands before you. A wooden winged person robot with a masked head and humanoid hands. Whole thing's about a feet tall. Only needs a nail. I like sapling. That's cute. I was about to call it Ariel, but sapling is... New robot sapling. To emphasize to people around it that is young and fragile. Oh, that's cute. Now that sapling has its body, it's time to treat sapling more like a person with the pronouns. That's interesting. Because, like, new pronoun is kind of respect, but it made lag in the integration part, like sets to separated. But is my sapling a girl, like female pronoun or male pronoun? Feminine? People to think of settling as a human-like as opposed to object-like should help her get along with people. Empathy. I know it. You look at sapling's 3-foot tall winged body with satisfaction. Now all she needs is motors and mind. The motors you will have to wait for tomorrow. You spent the years graduate school waiting for code. We formed this robot mind. Oh, but you spent the years in graduate school writing the code that would form this robot's mind. You can hardly wait to try it out. Take the smartphone and check the time. It's almost evening. You have to hurry home and prepare for the dinner. Competitive sex soul will greet you as you open the door to use. Place a little cramped and busy. I'm just gonna look at time real quick. Come back. 22 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the episode here. I think that's a good place. So, see you later, alligator. Hope you liked this episode.